Okay, so in order to figure out where the pivot might be, let's look at our possible pivots. We know we start in D, so here's all our chords in D. We know we end in A because this clearly sounds like tonic at this point, and this is an A chord. So let's do the same thing, but let's go A. So our chords in A are A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished. Okay? So, where are our, let's figure out first where our possible pivot chords are. So let's go like this. And so A major is a possible pivot chord. It's 1 in the key of A and 5 in the key of D. Okay, B minor is a possible pivot chord. It's 2 in the key of A and 6 in the key of D. C sharp minor is not, because it's diminished in 1. D major is a possible pivot chord. It's 4 in the key of A and 1 in the key of D. E major is not a possible pivot chord. It's 2 in the key of D and 3, or sorry, 5, and it's major in one key in A major and minor in D. G sharp diminished is not in both keys. Okay, so we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 possible pivot chords. Okay, so now let's rule that down a little bit more. When we're using pivot chords, the least good pivot chord is tonic in either key. So D major could be a pivot chord, but it's not a great one because it really just feels like tonic. And in this case, when you're going from 1 to the 5 to the key that's a 5 away, so it's really closely related because it's only one step on the circle of fifths. D major, if that's going to be our pivot chord, it's really going to feel like 1 in D and it's going to feel like 4 in A. So that's not a real strong pull. The same thing if we used 1 in the new key. In A, it's going to feel like 1, and in D, it's going to feel like 5. So if we just went D to A to D, it's going to feel like 1 to 5 to 1. It's not going to feel like a strong pull. So those are the least good options. So it's probably not 1. It's probably not this one. It's probably not 6. Could it be this one, though? Let's look at it. So 6 in the key of D is B minor. And B minor is 2 in A. So it actually could be that chord, right? It very well could be that chord. What about this one? 2, 7. We're already out of key here. So this is nothing in D, right? So it's probably not this. So what was this? An E major? Yeah. So this is an E major. So it's not really even in D anymore. So actually, it's probably our 6 chord here. So let's pull these down. Let's keep them lined up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go like this. And the next line down, we're going to write A. And then we're going to duplicate this. But we're going to say in A, this is 2. Okay, and we want things to kind of line up as best as possible. And then here we're going to say, what is this chord in A? Does it make more sense? E, G, sharp, B, D. That would be 5, 7. Oh, that makes so much sense, right? 5, 7. What about this one? It doesn't make any sense in D, but let's see, what was it again? Uh, G sharp B D. Oh yeah, that was our G sharp diminished. Well, that's a good old 7. Diminished 7, right? So that is VII diminished 7. That's looking very good. So our pivot chord was right here. So this 2 chord in A, or this, what was it, a B minor chord? This B minor chord pivoted, and it led us right into 5/7 in the second key and in the new key. And by that point, by that 5/7, we're feeling A. Like A is probably feeling like tonic already right here. So it's right away, right there we get it. Let's analyze the rest of it. Um, so what do we have here? And I think we're firmly in A. So let's see. We have A, C, E, C sharp. So let's call that 1. I'm still going to leave it here in this row because we want to show that we're in A. Here we have D, B, F sharp. So that's a 2. I should be writing my inversions, but I'm not. That's okay. Then we have, let's see, E, A, C, and E. So A, C, E, C sharp. So that's 1. Oops, not a 1/7. Here we have E, G sharp, D with a B right there. So that's 5/7. Just like that. And in fact, if we wanted to get fancy, which we always do, we could call this a cadential 6/4, because this is a 1/6/4 going to 5/7, right? You remember that? So a tonic chord with 5 in the bass leading to a 5 chord with 5 in the bass makes a cadential 6/4. So let's just call it 5/7 all the way through there. So technically we should call this 5/6/4 5/3. You remember we did that a few classes ago. But since I'm not writing inversions at the moment, let's just write 5. And then here we're going to call this 1 with a suspension right here. But by there we get to 1. So we'll just call that chord 1. Cool. Okay, so this is how we would notate this. We would say D. Now we're in D, happily. Here's our pivot. And then we go forward in A. You don't really need these in here, although you can write them in there if you want. We just put them in parentheses or something like that. And then if we want to get fancy, sometimes you would circle this or draw a box around this so that you can see that it is a pivot. But we do it in 2 lines like this, right? But there you go. Now you have it. I'm going to get rid of these to clean that up, and then we'll leave that analysis there. So there is our pivot chord.